and Robbo.
Streaming across the globe, Ben Norris, Rob McKnight, and David Robinson.
Ben, Rob and Robbo. News, reviews, entertainment too. It's the Ben, Rob and Robbo. Ben, Rob and Robbo. Ben, Rob and Robbo Show.
Welcome to the Ben, Rob and Robbo Show. Here's Rob McKnight.
Hello and welcome to Eye on Big Brother, a presentation of the Ben, Rob and Robbo Show. Now, look, warning, this is a recap show. There will be spoilers. You have been warned. And it's going to be a very different show tonight because David Robbo Robinson is with us. Hello, Robbo.
Hello there, Robbie McKnight, Daddy McKnight, Big Daddy.
I don't know if I've upset Ben or not today, but he's not with us. In fact, playing the role of Ben today will be Allan from this very season of Big Brother. Hello, Allan.
Hello, how are we?
Good.
Welcome back.
Now, look, I don't want to say we were desperate and gave you a last-minute call-up, but here you are.
Unfair. Allan, do not take that. You've got to give it back when he gives that out to you, I promise.
No, we actually, last night, you were on the show along with Camilla, and you actually gave a lot of great insight, and Robbo was desperate to get you on the show again.
No. Okay, hold on.
I'm using the word desperate.
I was desperate because I thought the great thing about our podcast is that we've got access to a great talent who was actually in this year's house.
Yes.
That's a gold mine to be mined. So, yes, I was desperate to get Allan back on, but because it's great bloody content. So, Allan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And you are in Ben's position, so you are now part of the Ben, Rob and Robbo family.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm here. You heard it first.
You poor bastard.
I would run, but...
Now to our special guest. He might not have lasted the distance in the Big Brother house, but he certainly left his mark. Igor was in season 4 of our favourite reality TV show and joins us right now. Hello, Igor.
How are we, guys? How are you going tonight?
Mate,
Hello,
I'm
Igor.
all the better for seeing you. I am so thrilled to meet you tonight because it's really interesting. You just missed out on that $1 million prize, didn't you? I mean, you were second evicted, but it's really funny. Out of that season, I really remember you so well. You really left a big impact on the house.
What impact did I leave, Ben? And why do I look frozen on your show at the moment?
Because you are frozen. You are frozen.
Okay. How do we fix this problem, man? I look funny.
Well, what we might get you to do, Igor, is maybe we'll talk to you in a moment about your time in... Well, actually, we've got the overlay, so you might as well just talk over it. So what was being in the Big Brother house like for you?
It's something that you don't experience. You watch it for 3 seasons and you think, oh, okay, this is interesting. I can do all this sort of stuff. And then you get in and it's such a different world to what you really see on TV because you don't take into account that you watch half an hour a day, for 5 days a week. But this is 24 hours a day where you think it's boring. What do I do? What are we doing today? Let's do a task. This is like shit at sometimes and people annoy you. That's the biggest issue you have.
Well, mate, I want to talk to you more about this, but what we'll get you to do, because it's a lovely shot of you we've got there, and we are live. We are streaming absolutely live at the moment. So what we might get you to do is disconnect and then reconnect, and hopefully we'll have your picture live there. So jump off and then jump back on for me, and then we'll be laughing, hopefully. But for the moment, we'll talk about the show, and we'll get Igor's opinions on this soon, but how the mighty have fallen. The first Big Brother monarchy of 2020 has been overthrown by Angela.
People were holding up Dan and Talia on a pedestal, and people put you up on a pedestal, you need to be very careful. Before you know it, poof, you're down. And that's exactly what happened to Talia. So I really hope Dan has learned a lesson.
Have a great day, Angela.
Thank you, Big Brother. Mwah.
Well, Queen Talia was exiled and King Dan, although let's be honest, Dan was Talia's queen, he was demoted. The whole sorry affair left the deposed king feeling a little awkward.
How you feeling today, bro? Mate, relief. Got halfway through yesterday with Talia and Andrew going in. I was like, I wouldn't mind leaving. I just don't want to be here with this drama going on. Yeah. It's awkward. I was like, oh.
Oh, he didn't want drama. He created enough drama for himself. He just didn't want to be on the back end of the drama. Isn't that right, Robbo?
I think you're exactly right there. He didn't want to be part of the drama. Oh, my goodness. If it wasn't for that nose, maybe we could see some tears. But we can't see any tears because it's all
No. Ringing the bell. That's that's an official warning.
No. Defend myself here. Big Brother calls it a beak. He makes fun of it. I'm just getting in on the action.
Allan, what do you think? Dan was certainly enjoying his power, wasn't he?
Look, Daniel loved it. Talia frothed over it. They felt very comfortable. They liked being at the top of the house. And, I guess it truly was a, power play, power struggle.
Absolutely. Now, look, as well as those uncomfortable, awkward feelings, the former royal was wrought with regret.
Last night was a bit of an eye-opener for me. I think Talia got voted out because she brought a lot of drama with her that I didn't realize. I'm oblivious to everything in this house. I'm a boy.
So do I.
I didn't realise how much Talia had created the divide between housemates. It's crazy. I had no idea, so I apologise because I wish I could have done something.
Allan, is this regret or is this shit? I'm in trouble.
Correct. 100%. Like he's trying to, worm his way out of it because he realized he was part of that situation. And that's game playing. So he's playing the game because he's there to play the game, and he was in a bit of shit because he was part of that whole drama, and he's now trying to get out of it.
Absolutely. Well, look, in war you must be nimble with battle, and Peasant Dan has rethought his strategies.
I have woken up with a bit of a new perspective on the whole game. I think my game plan going forward after my scare last night is to get along with everyone, trying to make people laugh and smile, keep everyone happy. Come here, big boy. Oh, don't punch it. I'll be giving my all today. I think it's time for me to clear the air with Angela.
Oh, baby, yes.
I don't want to be awkward around her. I don't want to walk on eggshells. She had to do what she had to do.
Robbo, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, his strategy worked. He didn't end up nominated. So was this the right move for him?
Yeah, it obviously was, but I just can't handle seeing Dan go, I wish there was something I could have done. He was a massive player in it. And the fact that he could say that with a straight face to anyone else in the world means that I think this guy is someone we really got to watch, because I think what's going to happen now is he's going to be a mate, a man about town, no worries, cobber, that kind of thing. But the moment it's time to put the knife in, this guy will do it without any empathy.
Allan, is this a sincere coming-of-age moment, or is it simply because his reign ended and he is scrambling?
Completely scrambling, because he's part of the problem with Talia now. It's a rest day challenge. So you've basically got one whole day to wipe the slate clean, rebuild your alliances, speak to whoever put you up, and kind of get them on your side. So he would have worked the Daniel magic as anyone would. So, yeah, he's definitely playing the game.
Well, Allan, does that work, though? Sorry, Rob, does that work, though? Because we know from, rest or challenge day, he was a bit of an arse, as an example. And then the next day, he's no longer an arse and was sorry that he was an arse. But then the following day, someone else is an arse. Do people really have that short a memory in the Big Brother house? Or is it all like an elephant? They're all keeping it up there for later.
Always keeping it up there. Trust nobody, trust no one. You keep it up there. You're going to take it out. You need to use it when you need to use it. No one forgets, because you're living in that house. You're living with all these people, and you always need a reason to nominate. So whether the reason you use is actually the real reason why they're up, it's a bit of a topic, because a lot of people were saying, Talia's a challenge threat. Don't get me wrong. Talia won 2 challenges and she's great, but that's not why people wanted her out of the house.
Were you surprised at how quickly he tossed Talia overboard? Oh, I didn't realise how much she divided the house, blah, blah, blah.
I'm not surprised at all, because he's playing a game. And just the night before, he literally said, love you. Yeah, so From Love You to I Don't Know What's Going On. Yeah, okay, mate, that's what she said.
And look, we do have an interview with Talia coming up later in the show. And that is we showed that earlier today in the Ben, Rob and Robbo show. Yeah. And she admits her feelings for Dan. It's quite interesting to see. Wait until you see that, Allan. I think you'll be impressed. But it would appear that Dan was quick to swear a new allegiance to that new head of the house. He was ready to bend the knee. Let's have a look at this.
Let's sit here and sort this out because I don't
want bad blood or...
Bad blood at all.
Same.
You know when you're angry and you say things, you don't mean it. I was angry because it was me, Talia and Casey.
Of course.
And I was like, they're my friends. Like, I'll come to you. I'm not going to do that. You and I, we have to live here together.
Of course.
And the last thing I want to do is a battle between you and me. So
yes.
I promise you right now, if I win a challenge, I'm not coming for you. We're fine. So
okay.
I just want to make sure that you and I are okay.
The king of the Big Brother house just had his first piece of humble pie.
Anything I said, I don't mean it at all. I'm so sorry. I apologise. So I hope you can forgive me because I want you to forgive me.
He knows he can't sit comfortably for too long because there's a target on his back.
We'll go again, reset.
Oh, gosh, I can eat my picky now.
Yeah, I know.
Desperate man. Igor is back with us. And Igor, when you were on Big Brother and a nomination came through for you, it was a different game, wasn't it? Because you didn't have to impress the house, you had to impress Australia.
You had to impress Australia, and it was the way you were perceived on national television because we had no idea what was being shown. Good or bad, you know what's happening during the day, but you don't know what's happening until you actually watch yourself back and think, wow, is that what they showed? But it all comes down to the public, where here it's the housemates nominate and say see you later. I mean,
it's a very, very different game.
It's shit, I personally think.
Now, see, I watched Big Brother when you were doing it, but I actually do like this version of Big Brother. It's very different. Hardcore fans, I can imagine why they might not like it. But I'm seeing this as an evolution of the game. It is different. I still like the idea of Australia voting, but I'm getting into it. I'm getting involved. I'm feeling the tension. When you watch it, are you getting involved? Is it drawing you in any way?
Oh, look, Big Brother's a part of our family. I mean, everyone that goes on the show, you become a small minority of the realisation what it's like to be on Big Brother. Allan now, who's just come out of the show, will know after so many years watching it, that we all become this, family. And you do get hooked on it. You do watch it, regardless whether it's good shit or you love it. You just watch it because you are a part of that show. So that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's so true. And Allan, when you look at someone like Igor, who's still talking about Big Brother, 16 years later, do you realise what you are part of?
Yeah, I know what I signed up for. I wanted to be a part of it. And now that I'm a part of it, it's still such a surreal experience because just the fact that I was in the house living and to be part of the Big Brother family is amazing. So it's been such a great experience. But I remember Igor's series so vividly because, I think that series was one of my favorite ones. It was, you had Trevor, Bree, Merlin, Fitzy. Like, it was everyone. Paul. Yeah.
Oh, we had a big punch on back then, Allan. There was a good punch on we had with Merlin. Me and
Paul.
No! What was it like, Igor, when you did look back at that season and see how you made a comment that, is that what they showed? Because when you're in the house, and I don't know because I haven't been in the house as a competitor, but I know what shoots are like. What ends up on the screen can be very different to what is taking place. Something feels like, that was a good conversation and it gets ignored, but something you don't even give a second thought to becomes a major part of the show.
You look throughout the whole day, you think, that's going to make it, that's going to make it. No, that's not going to make it. But then you watch it, and it's also opposite to what you absolutely thought. Look, the Merlin punch on we knew. I didn't realise that my flatulence would be such a big deal to Australia. But, geez, we are human. We are allowed to fart. Like, really, come on, man. I mean, everyone else farted, but I was just pointing the finger at Igor. But look, I was real, I was me, and that's how I am, and that's how I'm going to always be.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Pretend.
But I can be honest. There are people who survived longer in the house that I would never remember. But something about you stood out to me, and I totally remember you. You know, like I enjoyed watching you.
Oh, thanks,
I thought you were a
Ben.
great part of the house.
Thank you, Ben. That means so much to me. 16 years on and you're still doing stuff. I mean, I did a rap battle last week with Fitzy and Whipper on Nova, and always on the radio with Husey and Kate and now Ed. And I've done a lot of corresponding from overseas, the World Cup, Dubai.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm still involved with radio, but still having a lot of fun with it all.
Oh, I'm really pleased to hear that. Look, we're going to get your thoughts throughout the night, and I'm sure we'll talk about the old Big Brother as well as the new. But let's move on to, there is something we have to discuss tonight, and it's Keiron Strategy. He is either the master manipulator or a walking disaster zone. And I've got to be honest, my money is on disaster zone. He was feeling nervous tonight in the house, and he is desperate to get that target off his back.
I still feel as though I'm in a very vulnerable position. I've been nominated twice already, so I'm nervous. So good. So, to keep the target off my back, I've really got to play my game and pin other things on other people. I'm ready to take some people out. I'm in the mood for a bit of a victory kill. It's a risky road I'm taking, but hopefully it pays off.
Oh, Allan, I get the feeling Keiron becomes a bigger target every time he tries to get the target off his back.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kieran's playing a great game. Obviously,
Is he?
very smart, very smart, very intelligent. But no matter how much Keiron or any player plays their game, you don't have the power. You actually need to win the challenge to actually exercise your power, which he hasn't shown at the moment. So until he actually wins a challenge and actually nominates the 3 people that he wants to, it's going to be quite hard. But he's doing he's scrambling around, and look, no one trusts him in the house, which you can see.
So that's what I mean. Is it a good strategy when no one trusts you?
Yes and no, but for him, I just feel like at the moment he's just a number. You know, he's telling people what they want to hear. People are also telling him what he wants to hear because people know that they can't trust him. But you expect that from Keiron. So there's no surprises with Keiron. You know he's going to be dodgy from the get-go. And even though he's telling you inside, knowledge and tips from the other camp, you're going to use it against him if you need to.
Well, look,
Allan, is he a bumbling? Sorry, Rob. Is he bumbling or is he a genius? Which one is it? Is he a bumbling fool or is he an absolute genius? Pick one.
He's both. He's a bumbling genius. So he is very, very smart. He's very quirky, very funny. Honestly, like I've never met anyone like Keiron. And from day one, he was just seen as the problem, the threat, overthinking, oversmart. But it's like you almost get crucified and exiled out of the house because you're playing the game, because no one wants to talk about playing the game.
Even though they're all playing the game.
Correct. And Kieran's playing a big game, and he's playing the game very obvious, which is not what some people that are flying under the radar are doing, because they're playing a very sneaky game.
Igor, I think you wanted to say something there.
I just want to ask Allan that Allan made a good point that Kieran's very smart, but he may be smart, but this guy still doesn't have his P's. Like, how
He doesn't have any spatial awareness. No spatial awareness.
Allan, does Keiron have a girlfriend on the outside world?
I think he's single at the moment.
That makes sense because him going parking with his girlfriend ain't never going to happen.
It's 2020. I think he's going to use Uber.
That's an awkward Uber ride, isn't it? We want to go up to the parking spot overlooking the city and sit.
Correct.
In
the but I don't know.
Ben, he'll get his mother to take him. His mother will take him. Is that while they're actually in the car making out, or is that him driving? Allan, what were you impersonating then?
No, so that's Kieran's mum.
When he's driving.
Oh, okay. I thought when he was kinky with his girlfriend or something.
What's hilarious is that we know Keiron can't drive, but tonight he did set the wheels in motion. Okay, thank you very much. That ultimately saw Danny said, now let's take a moment to enjoy that. He can't drive, but he set the wheels in motion. See what I did there?
The strategy's pretty simple. I need to come up with something clever, like a little fib or a white
Amanda decided that I couldn't enjoy that moment. I just want to enjoy the humour here.
Here we go. In 3, 2...
He can't drive, but tonight he set the wheels in motion that ultimately saw Denny go home. You can roll it, Amanda.
Please roll it. Please roll it. I can't do it again.
The strategy's pretty simple. I need to come up with something clever, like a little fib or a white line to put a target on someone else. And I think the most strategic move would be to take out one of the newbies. So you've got Hannah, Shane, and Danny. And out of those 3, the weaker link is definitely Danny.
No? Oh, you can't turn.
Doesn't trust you either.
Mate. How am I? She's doing baby.
I wanted to let you know, but now's the time to do it.
You look so good. Thanks. I told you I'm going to sleep standing up today.
Which I'm not. I don't think I am. No, you're not. I'm not saying you are.
What are you doing?
Well, you are.
But it's interesting, isn't it?
Now, that, of course, was the moment that Keiron was telling Garth that Danny thinks he's a snake. It did not go down. Robbo, there's no doubt he won the battle tonight, but it's very unlikely he'll win the war.
A wonderful question there, Robin. By the way, wonderful work on comedy before with that amazingly delivered joke about
Robbo, he can't drive, but he set the wheels in motion.
No. There's no more juice left in that fruit. I'll tell you that right now. Let's move on.
But do you see? Do you understand? He can't drive, but he set the wheels in motion.
That's all we've got time tonight on Ion Big Brother. Thank you for joining us. We won't be back tomorrow. One of us won't be back. No, let's get back to it. This was an amazing play because, am I right? Because I get very caught up in everything. She didn't actually say it.
Yeah, no, she didn't.
That's the point.
So,
sorry, Robbo. Did I not explain that well enough? He was driving to a point where he lied.
No, don't encourage him.
Robbo, he just wants to get the wheels in motion again.
Okay.
You laugh when Igor does it.
No, both of you in the naughty corner, please, for goodness sake. This is a big game, though, as Allan said. It's a really big game with a really big target. And I thought that this was probably just a bit too much, especially when we find out at the end that everyone is, they've kitted up, they've winked up. I don't know what that means, but they've... we said that at the top of the show.
No, I meant we haven't got to that part yet.
But I would just say that this was way too big. I really think if Keiron didn't do this, he would have a longer lifespan possibly.
Yeah,
I think this has dramatically shortened his lifespan in the house.
Well, Keiron's strategy worked with Garth going into a tailspin. You can see here, this isn't a sock, just quietly, Garth was freaking out when he heard this. And Igor, have you been in this situation where you've heard or you've been up for nomination and you've gone to try and find out why you're up for nomination, or you got wind that you might be up for nomination? How far do you go to try and deal with the house and get these perceptions changed of you?
Well, technically we weren't allowed to talk about nominations.
That's right.
If we actually mentioned anything, it was an immediate 1 strike. 3 strikes, you were kicked out of the house. But look,
but you said technically. You said technically. Does that mean you were somehow able to talk about nominations secretly?
No. I mean, technically, you'll get kicked out of the house if you got 3 strikes. So I only ever got 1 strike in the house for telling Big Brother to get fucked in the diary room, and I'm the only housemate to have told Big Brother to go get fucked.
Totally worth it. Now, look, Reggie's not here tonight, so we can drink every time Igor swears. That's how we'll play tonight's game.
Good.
Nice.
Oh,
Cheers.
let's not go there. Let's not go there, Robbie, mate, because it'll be an R-rated show with me. That won't be nice. You know what? Can I just ask one question, if you don't mind? I want to ask Allan. Allan, how long was the process for this year's Big Brother?
In terms of what? Like, as in from auditions?
The whole audition, yes.
Uploaded the video 1 week before Melbourne Cup. Uploaded the video on the Thursday night. Friday, got a call. And from that phone call, I just gave it my all. Just did the whole, obviously, the Allan pitch and the campaign. And she kind of left it. She said, "Oh, you know what? If we like you, we'll call you back. If we don't, you'll never hear from us." I'm like, dude, you're gonna call me back. And then hung up. Never heard a bar from her. Never heard from her again until maybe 6 or 7 weeks later. It was I think it was December 20th or something. It was right before Christmas. Went to the audition, and from audition, it was 1 month. Exactly 1 month from the audition where I got the okay, and I was freaking out from there. But it was fairly quick, like max 3 months. It was very quick.
So
yourself?
So, look, ours was the same, but the only reason why I'm asking is because I genuinely feel sorry for the housemates this year, like yourself, who lasted only 3 days for this whole 3-month process, and you got booted out, which I think that was totally shit.
Yeah, look, it's
crap, to be honest.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's a brand new reboot, new format, new rules and everything, but relatively quick. Like, it wasn't like I was waiting, and then once I got in, look, it happened so quick because, as you know, in the Big Brother house, there's no clocks, no watches, no time, so you don't have your perception of time is so just out of whack. Everything's times 10. You know, 1 day is like a week's like a month is basically just like.
Yeah, but you guys got kicked out after 3 days. We had at least 2 weeks in the house before our first eviction. You guys got kicked out within 3 days. And that's
so for me, I was very lucky. I wasn't the first one because I just would have completely freaked out. I was the second one to go after 5 days because every 48 hours someone leaves the house.
Man, what about poor Subong? He lasted 24 hours. The guy didn't unpack his dogs, and they said take him up and piss off.
Was the only one that lasted less than, because he came on the rest day, and then rest day and then challenge, so then it was gone. But every 48 hours, someone basically leaves the house. Very quick, very.
Subong was.
You know what? There is still plenty to talk about in this special edition of Eye on Big Brother. Coming up, we will chat with Talia and find out whether she really did have a crush on Dan. Spoiler alert. She did.
Did she set the wheels in motion as well, Robbie?
You know what? She was setting the wheels in motion. Then she found out he had a boyfriend, and she had to turn a corner.
Sorry, Robbo. I had to add that in.
No, you're okay, buddy.
And we'll also look at the challenge. We'll look at the nominations, and we'll look at the eviction. Your Eye on Big Brother. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Streaming across the globe, Ben Norris, Rob McKnight, and David Robinson.
Ben, Rob, and Robbo. News, reviews, entertainment too. It's the Ben, Rob, and Robbo. Ben, Rob, and Robbo Show. Ben, Rob, and Robbo Show.
The Ben, Rob and Robbo Show, Monday to Thursday at 1 p.m, right here on Ticker TV.
You know what, boys? I'd like to get some feedback coming through to our Eye on Big Brother podcast. And we've got, that's an old one, I think. We should have Cameron Alexander. Guys, you might have to talk for a moment. I think I've stuffed up the vision switcher. Give me 1 second.
What's new?
Robbo?
Yes, Rob, thank you very much for that. While Rob checks in on this social media, I'm going to talk to my two favourite new men. We've got Allan and, of course, Igor from Big Brother. Now, boys, this is a big part of your lives. It continues to be as well. Are there any secrets you can tell us about living in the Big Brother house that we wouldn't know from just watching it?
There is one secret that people don't know, is that the camera in the toilet, when we're in lockdown, they clearly tell you when you go to the toilet in the studio that the cameras are covered. The TV monitors are covered, so you can go to the toilet in peace and ease. So you can do your own stuff. I mean, you got girls that got their period, and obviously we need our privacy. But the thing that didn't put to action was that people do doona dancing. Now, if you go to the toilet and masturbate, naturally they can't show that on TV because that's X-rated. If I knew, I would have done that myself, probably.
Yeah, but if I could ask you though, are you actually going to do that thinking that there are, hundreds of people watching you?
Well, to be honest with you, Robbo, at one stage I got that delirious that I got my mic and started tapping it and putting it into the bowl and farting and just giving these guys some sound effects up top in the studio because I just got bored. You literally just go delirious in there.
I've got to be honest with you. A toilet, is a big thing on my mind about the show. I'm thinking like you're all chucked in there. Is it uncomfortable? Is it weird? Allan, I didn't think we'd get to this soon, but the toilets, do they have like a ceiling on them? In your house?
No, it was open. But truly, the one thing I would say about Big Brother, and Igor would know this too, obviously living in the house for a couple of weeks, but there's not a section or a room or anywhere in the house where it's not surveillance. It's truly every section. You're always under surveillance. There's always someone watching. And you're always mic'd. Even if you're not wearing a mic, there's mics in every section, so they pick up everything.
Oh, this sounds very uncomfortable for me. Were there a lot of like midnight kind of trips to the toilet for people? Because I would be doing that. I'm a nervous.
No, not at all. And you're so tired and drained from the experience during the day that people just fall asleep. But our series was a little bit different to Igor's because I believe Igor lived in an actual house. Our one was just huge. I guess, luxury, open plan kind of type square. And, it was, you couldn't really hear sounds and stuff when people would, no one even woke up in the
Yeah, great. Okay, good. Rob, for Christ's sake, can you tell us that you finally got social back? Because I'm sick of the Big Brother
No, that was
toilet.
a very interesting conversation, but we ran the social media feedback just while you guys were talking about masturbating in the toilet. So, lovely.
Yes.
So
good stuff.
So, Robbie, can I ask, are the wheels in motion now for social media?
The wheels, we ran into a problem. We stalled for a bit, but then we were able to pop up the hood, put the plugs in, and restart the engine, we made it, and we got back on track.
Rob, a quick question for you. What do you put the plugs onto?
The spark plugs, mate.
Oh, okay, mate. Yeah. All right. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, champ. Probably on the carburetor, buddy. So yeah. Anyway, can we please
mate,
get to
we call it the carby.
Carby. Oh no. And now for social media feedback. Let's cross now live to Rob.
All right, no, we've done our social media feedback. That's all fine. Thank you, Robbo. But last night we saw the most shocking eviction yet on Big Brother as Queen Talia was dethroned. Ben and I spoke to her earlier today on the Ben, Rob and Robbo show, and we noted that before she was evicted, the Queen was not going down without a fight.
The most upsetting thing was, I think Angela was trying to maybe save herself today.
What did you say? Myself and Dan are nominated. There will be blood in the Big Brother house tomorrow.
There definitely will be.
So that's a threat because
I think you're digging yourself
you're putting yourself
Sorry,
in
Sonia,
a
did you ask me the
pedestal.
question? Or Angie, just a bit confused.
That's putting yourself on a pedestal like I'm untouchable.
I think you tried to save yourself.
No, I didn't. I'm friends with everybody here.
Yeah, well,
but
not
if
what you told me today. Not what you told me today.
Dan,
not what you told me today.
There'll be blood. Nobody says that, darling, because that means you're on a pedestal. Do not come for the king and queen, because we're gonna come for you. It doesn't work like that.
I am so thrilled to say Talia joins us now. Talia, welcome to the Ben, Rob and Robbo show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm a big fan. I loved you in the house. You were quite controversial. Do you understand why you were controversial?
Yes.
Well, good. I like that. You had control of the house from the get-go. You played a good game. Was it a smart game?
I think like everyone at home would be like, oh, that's not smart. That's not smart at all. But I definitely didn't play a smart game. Like winning the first challenge, I had to put 3 beautiful people up for eviction that I had only met for 3 days. And then I had to put another 3 people up at the end of it. So yeah, it's hard. It is hard. So there's 2 games in the Big Brother house. You have to be strategic, and then you have to be good at challenges. And I was just good at challenges.
You were very good at challenges. I mean, out of the King and Queen, you certainly were the one bringing home the bacon. Dan wasn't pulling his weight at all.
Yeah, no, Dan definitely let me down there.
I've got to say, I picked you as a strategist, and I'm really keen to know if I got this right or wrong from the get-go, because when we see these scenes of you being consoled by the housemates that you nominated, was this strategy to put on the waterworks and get them to look after you?
Yeah, no. That was all chill. Like, that was fun. It wasn't fun. It was, they were fine because they know that at the end of the day, like, someone had to win a challenge and someone had to put 3 people up. And I was so, at that point, I was so beautiful with everyone in the house. We all had such a good friendship. So they were okay with me. They said, you know what, this is okay. And so I have a beautiful friendship with them today.
I know Ben is chomping at the bit to ask you some questions. Ben, go for it.
Talia, can I just say, you know, watching this series, you were one of the most impactful housemates. And whilst people may have loved you and people may have hated you, the next episode, I feel like there's a big hole in the show with you going. And I was really disappointed. People love to see huge characters. Now, what I want to ask you is, people perceived you either to be a strong player or people even threw around the term bullying. Now, I want to say, while I bring up the B word, which I don't throw around lightly, people claimed that I was a bully on my series of Big Brother by the way in which I was playing the game. How have you coped with looking at some of the news headlines this morning with people saying you're a bit of a bully?
The people that are saying that I'm a bully have no idea who I am. They don't know me. They've watched the most edited show in Australia right now. They have no idea who I am, and you know what I'm going through right now. Lots of people
100%.
abusing me, telling me to kill myself. You're the biggest bully. Like, you're the reason why girls have.
Hang on. Sorry, can I just confirm that people are literally telling you to kill yourself?
Yeah.
Well, how do you deal with something like that? I mean, we've seen people in the past, Charlotte Dawson, where that kind of pressure ended up affecting her and she did take her own life. That's a big thing for a 21-year-old to have to deal with.
Yeah, so it is definitely hard because these people are seeing the edited side of me on TV. They're seeing 2 hours of 11 days. Like, I was in the house for 2 weeks, but on screen it was 11 days. Like, they're seeing 2 hours of 11 days. Like, they can't just go back. Like, I was a butterfly the rest of that. I was like loving everyone, like getting along with everyone. And it's hard because Big Brother kind of failed to show the caring, loving side of me.
Which it is a show about drama, so I do get it from that point of view. I guess I'm just always confused by these people that are attacking you for being a bully and then say kill yourself. I just find that I can't fathom.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm a very positive person, like ADHD kind of person. So when people are telling me you're such a bully, how could you bully people by getting up and leaving? And they don't really know that I was actually talking to her for an hour and a half before I got up, but they make it look like she sat down next to me and then I got up. I just think the people that are behind the screen, like their little phone screens, messaging me, telling me to go kill myself and that you're a bully, they don't realize that this is edited TV. Like, if you get addicted to someone's character in this show, it's not genuine. It's not a real character unless, you are seeing that fun side. But some people do go on the show to be villains. And I went on the show to try and win challenges and have fun. And I feel like Big Brother kind of failed me a little bit because I wasn't the character that was portrayed on TV. And a lot of the housemates have come together and have supported me so much. And I am so thankful that those housemates were in the house because the amount of support I've got from them is ridiculous. I love them all so much.
Isn't it funny how something so simple can make viewers turn off you? And I've brought something with me right now, which is a frozen icy pole, which I'm going to eat in front of you right now. And there's a scene where you're sitting there having this super duper, and I believe that it was nothing else that you did on the show except eat that super duper loudly that turned the Australian public off you. What do you have to say about that while I have the super duper?
I just want to watch you eat this super duper. Well, Marissa and Hannah are actually talking to me, and I was actually having a beautiful chat with them both saying, like, this is the reason why I put you up. I love you. I have a feeling that none of you are going to go home tonight. La-di-da-di-da. Because I had the ins and outs with everyone telling me, vote Sabong. You don't know where his head at, and he's such a beautiful, strong person. And, you know, I think the boys were a little bit threatened by him, which is fair enough. But you could clearly tell that I was talking to Marissa, and she was talking back to me, but they just chose to silence and show the wrapper. So everyone knows what I look like eating a super duper now. So yeah.
Well, it's interesting that we're talking about this because, you know, looking at in a retrospective way and looking back at your time on the show and knowing that the producers that also make Survivor have a tendency to do an All-Stars, or sometimes they bring housemates back. If you do go back into the show, what is it that you feel that you would change, knowing that you can easily be manipulated the way you were?
If I'm actually literally going to be 100% honest with you, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I know it sounds like, you know, why wouldn't you change a thing? But the thing is that I went into that house. I was not a bully. I was not this person. My housemates know that I was a genuine girl. I was beautiful. I was strong. I was confident.
But you were also playing a game. You weren't actually doing anything wrong. You were choosing. It's either you be nominated and evicted or someone else be nominated and evicted. Yeah. That is the game. That's not bullying. Yeah. You weren't belittling people. I certainly didn't see that on screen anyway. You weren't marginalising people. Friendships developed. You had your clique for sure. But that's not bullying. This idea that it is bullying. And what I loved about you is you stood by your convictions. You had a problem with Angela, and when she went to hug you last night, well, let's take a look at what happened when she tried to hug you last night.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
I love that. I really love that. I got a couple of quick rapid-fire questions. You obviously had a thing for Dan. Has anything developed outside the house?
I don't have a thing for Dan.
Come on. Talia, I saw the look on your face the moment you laid eyes on him, and then the moment Hannah, made a little beeline for him, you were cutting that down. There is no doubt you had a thing for him. It might have just been a little crush, I'll grant you, but you certainly had a thing for him.
Okay, I'll be honest with you, since you guys have been so supportive of me. At the start, like the first time I saw Dan, I was like, wow, he's flirting with me. He's good looking. He's tall. I love a tall man. But then I was like, nah, you know, this guy's a genuine guy, and he is a friend that I want to have in my life for ages. So yeah, at the start, there was a bit of flirting. How you going? But now it's a friend, and I love his girlfriend. She's so amazing. And yeah.
All right. Talia, seriously, I wish you were in the house longer because you provided some great entertainment. We love seeing you. And, you know, I'm sure the series will go on and be great, but it will have a small piece of it missing without you. So thank you for being on the Ben, Rob and Robbo show, and thank you for being such a great Big Brother contestant.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for actually seeing past all of that.
Oh, my God. Allan, I feel so terrible. You're there watching me saying she was a good housemate, and I wish she was in the house longer too. I feel dirty.
Yeah, wow. That was...
terrible.
Nah, actually, she looked okay just then. Nah, she was... I mean, look, Talia's living her own world. Talia's going to think what she wants to think. So, yeah, obviously she's entitled to her own opinion, but what she thinks happened in the house versus what other people felt in the house might actually be two different stories. I'm not sure. You have to ask other housemates.
And I'll cop that. But she has been talking, and off camera she also spoke about it, how she has been struggling with the amount of bullying she's got. She's had death threats.
Absolutely. And actually, to back her, she has texted me too. I have spoken to her, and she's gotten a lot of backlash. My backlash was just more about, people think that I'm too cocky, too arrogant, and all that bullshit. I'm actually not.
Tick
No, but Talia just came across. I think the way the show wanted to show her was, yeah, she was a little bit bossy, a little bit territorial, and people find that to be, threatening. And when you're, quote unquote, bossing people around and trying to dictate how the show works, people might not really like it. But yeah, it's definitely not very nice if people are sending her messages.
Well,
and all that
especially
hate
if you're accusing someone of bullying, and nothing she did in that house was bullying. She played
Yeah,
a
but
game,
the
and
thing
she.
is, it's a game, and
Yeah.
whether she played it nicely or with ethics or morals or whatever, there's no right or wrong in this situation, and it's a game. But definitely, if there's all that bullying going on, it should not be. It should not be
No,
happening.
but you can't accuse someone of bullying and then say that you hope they kill themselves or die. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. But Robbo, I know you wanted to say something. I'll give you the last word.
Thank you there, Rob. I just want to say, in this day and age, so it'll be different from Igor from your time, 2004, but Allan for your time now. Is it still a valid argument for a housemate or a contestant on a reality show to complain or point out that they were the victim of bad editing? Don't you know, especially in this day and age, that when you go into a show like this, you are going to be edited in a way that suits producers? So is there really any basis to have a complaint?
There's no editing. So what she means by editing is they're probably picking and copying and pasting, choosing what they want to show the viewers. She did act like that. She behaved like that. She was like that. Yeah, there was other fun sides, warm sides, but you can't edit the way someone is. Just like how Australia knew my backstory and how I was in the diary room, I played the game that way. And as a person, yeah, I am a little bit confident, but nowhere near as arrogant or cocky as they showed me. But that's what they showed, and obviously they're not going to show the compassionate, the kind, the caring side of me, because that's not interesting. They wanted to show me as a villain, and hey, I'm the villain, and it is what it is. What's done is done. Let's move on.
Yeah,
I just want to say that housemates today, if you were to audition for Big Brother, I mean, Robbo, you would go on YouTube, watch previous years of how housemates are being portrayed, and learn from that.
Yes.
You would actually learn, because back in 2004, YouTube, and it wasn't how it was now, but if I was to go on, I would really go back and focus on how they've done it and what happened to them, and say, hey, I want to be me, but you got to be very careful and don't come out whinging and complaining about editing, because they are going to edit, like Allan said. But I just want to say that Talia looks so cute on her eviction. She reminded me of a babushka doll from Russia with that thing on her head.
That's right. Absolutely.
Before we move on, I just want to bring in a bit of feedback. Nicole says the word bully is thrown around without knowing the true definition of the word. Look it up. She is not a bully. And I couldn't agree more with you, Nicole. Let's move on. Tonight's challenge was all about water. Whether it came from Big Brother or the heavens, the housemates were soaked.
3, 2, 1. Let's play.
Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, oh.
Keiron losing water.
Jesus.
Right in his face.
Nice and wet, Big Brother.
How long do you think you will last?
I can be here the whole 7 weeks.
But when it comes to Big Brother, there should never be any doubt. He knows everything. Every flaw.
Hands up if you like this challenge.
Yeah, we love it.
Big Brother.
I woke up in a good mood. That mood's gone.
Actually, Sarah, I do have something for you.
Oh!
What if I was to say, I have a big cup of delicious mango nectar waiting for someone in the diary room?
No, you don't!
Sarah, honestly, go treat yourself.
First person to the diary room can enjoy it.
There. Go, Sarah, go, go, go!
Mango nectar! Oh!
You must drink it in the diary room.
Really? Oh my God.
Take a seat. Take a load off.
Oh, my arms.
Oh, it's getting low. Where is she?
Well, she never made it back in time. That's what happened. She knew that mango nectar would be so enticing. Igor, sorry. You were shaking your head. You did not approve of her missing that challenge, did you?
Not absolutely at all. Seriously, for a drink? Just drink water. What is the big deal? I mean, look, I understand in the house you get shit food, you get all the shit stuff, and you take advantage of it. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't have done it. Not a hope in hell.
Fair enough. Well, like the snake in the Garden of Eden, Big Brother continued to offer temptation to the housemates.
Chad, waiting for you in the diary room is your dog Buddy. He's desperate for a pat. He misses you dearly.
Got your shirt on.
He's missed you.
Romantic.
Get back out there, bud. I'll see you soon, mate. All right. I better go back out. Oh, I don't want to. No.
Buddy doesn't want you to go.
No, you know what? I'm just going to kick a Buddy in here.
Yeah, sorry, Rob. While you're gathering your thoughts there, look, yeah, sure, it was a beautiful moment. Sorry to cut in. It was a beautiful moment, but then it was followed with a "Are you bloody kidding me?" moment. It has to be seen to be believed. I can't even believe that this happened. Have a look.
Let's get this red shirt off.
Oh my god.
Now let's talk about our feelings with the dog.
Sorry. The man just uttered the words, "Let's get this wet T-shirt off." Is he kidding me? I couldn't, I was...
Robbo.
Amanda just asked if we could play it again.
No. Go, Igor.
Robbo, he's actually talking about his feelings with his dog.
Let's get this red
Oh,
shirt.
right. It just... Oh, get off it, mate.
I got to say, was this the moment every woman and every gay man in Australia fell in love with Chad?
No.
I think this is the moment when Patrick Swayze top off in Dirty Dancing, but he takes it off with his dog.
So, Robbo, what I want to know is, are you jealous of the dog or Chad?
Yes.
Anyway,
I promise not.
By the time 3 hours had passed, the bait conjurer was back, and this time there was competition.
Waiting for one of you in the diary room is a delicious, perfectly cooked steak.
A steak!
See you, mate. Oh, big brother.
Daniel,
Oh, how'd you know?
just you and me, Daniel.
Oh, this was so worth it.
Enjoy.
Oh.
Hang in there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, and red wine also.
How was that, Daniel?
Wow.
Very good. Too good to me.
Well, I've become very fond of you and that beak of yours.
The fallen king victorious and the grieving arachnophile back out in the rain. Allan, what would have tempted you to give up the challenge?
Nothing at all, because a challenge is so important, whether they gave me my grandma's fried rice or just Asian food or spring rolls, chicken schnitty, anything, nothing would have... nothing would
A
have turned me
schnitzel with
away
gravy
from-
might have done me in.
But actually, don't get me wrong, Dan made a decision because, there really was no food in the house. The only time when we really saw food was the Sunday roast. and then when they won, obviously the team challenge with phobias. So this was the first real food Daniel would have gotten, and obviously, you know, Daniel likes his food, and yeah, he wanted his steak.
Well,
Rob, can I ask?
Yes, Igor.
Can I ask how we ended up with 2 clips with 2 guys with their tops off, one hugging his dog and the other eating a steak? How is that even manageable?
And also flirting with Big Brother. Big Brother was flirting back. Like,
Oh, it's
what's
a
the
very
world
different.
come to?
It's the 2020 version of Big Brother here. Big Brother is. I don't know if Big Brother's a man. It's a computer, but Big Brother.
Big Brother
is
sounds like a
certainly
sex robot
open.
these days.
That's not too bad, actually. There, not too bad at all.
Yeah, it sounds like a sex
All right.
robot. Daniel, would you like to get horny with me? Ha ha ha. Really?
Live recordings there from the Big Brother house. Robert.
Well, after the challenge, we move on to what can only be called the most interesting part of the episode, the nominations. And some housemates just couldn't wait.
Big Brother, how long until evacuation? What's it called? Eviction?
Eviction.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed, but certainly the most good-looking, Robbo.
What? Yeah, okay, yes. No, look, he's not at all. And you know,
That
that's
was my
fine. People
favourite part of tonight's episode when he said, where are the evictions?
Yeah,
I
I'm kind of worried. Yeah, I'm worried for Chad because when things get mean, I don't know how poor little Chad will handle it. I think he's either got a...
Models aren't meant to be smart. And I'm not saying that he's not smart. I'm just saying, you know, eviction.
Yeah, no, you're right there, Alan. Yeah, I worry about this little fella because I think he's got 2 emotions: smiling or brooding, and I don't know how those are going to be able to get him through the meanness of the house that's ahead of him.
Well, he's in there still at the moment, and look, with Queen Angela winning the challenge, no one could predict how the nominations were going to go down.
The 3 housemates nominated for eviction are Zoe, Danny, and Garth. Zoe, Danny, Garth, you have the rest of the afternoon to make sure it is not you going home. Good luck.
Good luck.
Was that it?
Scrambling.
This is your first one. You're
no,
right?
I'm good.
Huh?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm safe. I'm a little bit annoyed that she came up and asked me when I was up there, who do you think I should nominate? Girl, really? Like you promised me this morning you wouldn't. And yeah, I just feel a little bit betrayed by her.
Oh, I'm so cool.
I'm embarrassed because I thought I could trust her completely, but silly me. Oh, God.
Yeah, so silly.
Oh, Igor, someone's not happy. Nope, I'm not happy either. Now that Igor's gone.
Igor's not happy.
Oh, hang on.
Alan, you had a certain face on for a while there. You were going like that, and you were saying things. What are your thoughts?
Look, don't get me wrong. Obviously, Angela's playing a great game. You know, she's winning challenges. She's putting up people that, you know, that they don't think they're going to be put up. And yeah, as what Garth said, Angela said that, she's not going to put Garth up. And she did exactly what is for Angela's game. And yeah, I can see why Garth would be pissed off and upset at that. But hey, mate, it's a game. You trust no one. They'll stab you behind your back, and that's exactly what this Big Brother game is. And you shouldn't be upset about that because he did the same thing to other people. So it is what it is.
Well, let me tell you, and in tomorrow's episode, Zoe was nominated tonight, and she is gonna get revenge on Angie in the most unexpected way. And I'm not talking about a challenge. I'm not spoiling anything like that. But I think there's a big turning point in tomorrow's episode when it comes to Zoe, because we're going to see a whole other side to her. That's one to look out for. Big Brother, 7:30 tomorrow on Channel 7. You'll be glad you did it. And then watch our show at 9:30.
But also, just real quick, these 3 nominations were very interesting because the fact that Angela put up Zoe and Danny because of the situation the night before, and then obviously Garth, it was just Dan. And not Daniel. So that's very interesting for the public to kind of understand what her gameplay is, because Angela's playing a great game. As I said from the get-go, Angela was on holidays, she was on vacation, and then everything changed a week later. And her alliance is obviously very strong. She's got Marissa, they've got Keiron now, and Kieran's lie obviously got Danny out of the game. Whether there's loyalty or ethics and morals and integrity, I mean, that's just all out the window. Danny was robbed, but Kieran's playing a game, and unfortunately she was sent home.
Igor, when you watch what happens with the evictions now and the nominations, is it just a bizarre feeling to know this is the same show you were on? Sorry, I thought Igor, I thought he popped off because he had technical issues. He popped off for a ciggy.
Well, he just had a ciggy there.
I don't know
Igor.
that we're allowed to show that.
Cool as a cucumber.
I don't. Maybe he needed a ciggy after all the release
All the
of
drama.
tension. I don't know that we're allowed to show that. But anyway, let's move on. We'll come back to Igor in a second. Hey, we then moved into the eviction room where Garth, was in a nasty mood.
I'm ready just to load some shit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
Oh, sorry. that grab was a bit quicker than I was expecting. Amanda and I were having a moment where we were just looking at each other like, did that really happen? And now, look, sorry, he's gone again. But look at this. Oh, he's coming back.
I'm back.
There he is.
Did you really nip off for a ciggy, Eagle?
No, I'm just sitting here having a smoke. I'm thinking, the fuck's wrong with this stupid internet, man? Seriously. First time guest, excited, and this is what happens. It crashes on me.
Oh, it was
I do
funny,
apologise for the smoke, though. I apologise for the smoke.
You're fine.
And look,
no smoking in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, that's why he's taking advantage of it now. But look, and true to his word, all hell started breaking loose.
I was sitting in the bedroom. Garth had walked in and I thought he was looking for Cass and Zoe. So I said, oh, they're in the green room. Then Zoe come down and said, oh, Garth just told us that you said that we were in here bitching.
What did I say?
Bitching.
So you feel like Garth was stirring the pot?
I have no idea. I literally just said they were in the green room. They were the ones that told me that.
I was walking up to go to the toilet and Danny said to me, the girls are in the green room. To me, it came across as if I wanted to go in there and bitch them, but I didn't.
What the F?
I literally walked back, sat on the sofa with everyone else, and then you came out and got them.
Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that made me pissed off. I don't know what is going on over there, but I feel like I have just been thrown into it. How do you get from the girls in the green room to Danny said they're bitching? How does that happen?
So, Garth, how does that happen?
I had someone come up to me and said that Danny had said that I'm a snake.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was just before she said to me, the girls are in the room. I felt like saying, what, she probably thinks that we're all going in there to bitch, because I was
But it does sound, Garth, like there are a few of these little things going on around you.
No, that was the only thing I did. As soon as I heard that she said I was a snake, I was furious.
I can't believe I'm still sitting here because I said the girls are talking in the green room.
Are you worried that you could be going home?
Yeah. definitely.
Robbo, that's bloody good television.
It was fantastic television, Rob McKnight. I absolutely loved it, and I wanted it to come out. And the great thing it was, I wish we had a little, reaction box like at the Oscars with Keiron's face in it the whole time, because it was unraveling in front of him, not in the way he wanted. But again, he did want Danny to be put out of there. What I loved, though, was that good old mate Garth was right onto it straight away. And I wouldn't want to be on his bad side, I can tell you that right now.
Oh, no, but I tell you what, after watching that, I think we all need one of Igor's ciggies. So pass them through, Igor.
There you go. I just want to know, how the hell did Keiron get away with that? Like, how wasn't Garth opening his mouth? Like, really?
Well, you guys need to tune in next episode because...
But let's get a taster of that, because when Denny was evicted, Keiron was exposed.
I'm so sorry, and I didn't say that.
Bye, Danny.
I think I was playing a great game. I really thought I was good at it. I'm so confused about what went on tonight. I could be completely wrong and my gameplay is completely off. But if my gut and my intuition is right, I believe it was you, Keiron. Yeah, Keiron might have been that snake.
Keiron started that whole thing.
It's shit.
No, because Keiron lied to me.
I know, but you know what? Don't worry, hon. Pretend you're not onto his case. Because
I'm so angry.
Yeah, but I think someone should tell him something to see where it goes.
Igor, I've got to bring up something with you, Igor. I thought the same thing. Wouldn't Garth, who's shown himself to be a bit of a player, how did he fall for this hook, line, and sinker? How do you think that happened?
Oh, he's an absolute tragedy, that guy. I mean, you don't shut your mouth when you're in there. It's a game. You know you got to open your mouth. You're throwing yourself under the bus. He's an absolute idiot for doing that. I would have just blurted it out because we weren't allowed to talk about nominations. And I would have said it straight up and said, hey, buddy, piss this guy off. He's just full of shit. He's an absolute idiot, Garth. Honestly, I hate to say it, but he's a clown for what he done.
Alan, you've seen the strategy play out tonight with Keiron. Is it going to backfire on him tomorrow, do you think?
You know what? Again, Keiron's playing Keiron's game, and he did try to tell a lie to try to get the target off his back. I think the target's now even bigger on Keiron's back, but no matter how big the target is on Keiron's back, he's not really a threat. Until you win a challenge, then you can really put up the people that you don't want living in the house. But yeah, basically Danny did leave based on a lie. And actually, in Garth's defense, Garth only acted how he acted based on Keiron's lie. So Garth's reaction was actually natural. But again, people need to understand Keiron's playing a game. He's going to lie, manipulate, and cheat, and that's his game style. So people need to start understanding that that's the way he's going to play.
Absolutely. Well, look.
You know what, Robbo?
Yes?
I reckon Kieran's that smart, Robbo, that he's going to get his wheels into motion tomorrow.
Oh, my God. I was worried what you were about to say, and you bloody hell got one more in there. Well done to you, Igor. I take my hat off to that one, actually. Well done.
Oh, you take your hat off to that one, but none of the 50.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Hey, look, before we wrap up, we've got some late-breaking feedback coming through. Gavin says, Ben's gone and all hell breaks loose. Clint says, seems like the wheels are falling apart, Rob. I like that.
No, I thought Igor's was going to be the last one.
Mary says, and none of the drama would have happened if it weren't for Keiron. So thank you, Keiron. We are loving the drama unfold. Cameron says, Igor would love the green room. I think he's right, as long as he could have a ciggy. And Stoney says...
Definitely.
Oh, in response to tonight's episode, wait, there's a person named Shane in the house? And I think that's a great point. Because tonight was the first time... Yeah, he was on tonight's episode, very briefly, but he was sort of there. Yeah.
What the hell?
We might get to meet more of him tomorrow. Igor, thank you for being on our show. You have been absolutely hilarious. We've loved having you on
Igor.
tonight.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much for having me, and No problem at all.
And
Thank you,
Allan,
sir.
you've been here too.
That's terrible. Allan, we're very happy.
That was
We're very
one of
happy.
my old dad jokes. Allan, you have been fantastic. You've been a great fill-in for Ben. We love
good.
you, and I'm sure you will be back before this season
I
is
will
over.
be back. Allan always comes back.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a hint of things to come. We will see you tomorrow at 9:30 for our usual recap show, or listen to us on your favourite podcast feed. We'll see you tomorrow, Australia. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's a Ben, Rob and Robbo, Ben, Rob and Robbo show.